What's the word, fam? How you doing?
Hey, we doing wonderful, brother. We doing wonderful, man. It's great to see you as always.
I appreciate that, fam. Is the connection good on my side?
It's coming in crispy, crispy, bro,
Shout
crispy.
out to my homie Gmo. I'm wearing her It's a Good Day to Be Black shirt, you know what I'm saying? It's
Gmo,
always a good day to be black, so you know how it is.
you said Gmo?
Yeah. She the she got the afro with the fingers next to her face
Oh,
with the
okay.
yeah. She
Shout out to
fire.
Gmo.
She fire for real.
Awesome, man. Awesome. So y'all back in A Town? Y'all back in Austin?
I'm everywhere, fam. You know. I'm everywhere and nowhere in specific. I'm with you right now. We on the gram. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. I love it, brother. Man, bro, it's just been a wonderful time, and I've just been interested in the way that you and Lamb move, like seeing y'all making moves, and I know that you still like behind the cam, the lens, the eyes, and keeping your ears to the ground. Like, what are things that you've been picking up here in this year that have definitely changed your viewpoint or your perspective, that's allow you to see through a new lens, so to speak?
Nah, that's a really good question, fam. And it's a question like we should all try to answer for ourselves. But for me, I just said balance and boundaries. I just kind of switched up things and how I wanted people to approach me and the type of vibration that I was trying to give out. And then as far as my boundaries, I just knew who I wanted around me and who I didn't, from the energy that was given out, from the subliminals that people was talking about. And I just made sure that I did the correct moves for myself at the same time. You know, that's why we could be on this call, because I've always respected the way you move and you give a certain type of feel to the game. And you put out so much content that when people really look back, they'll know that you've been doing this and you true to this. So for everybody who knows what it takes to actually be who you are, and then on top of that, create content for what your specific niche is, people always see like you was always a part of the life you said you was. So that's just kind of how I do it, the balance and the boundaries, for real.
Balance and boundaries. I like that, man. The two B's, double B on them. I love it.
Yes,
You know,
sir, ski.
and speaking of the two B's, I once heard from Brene Brown. That's
Yeah,
another double B. She said something about having boundaries or setting boundaries is one of the most compassionate things that you can do. Is to, like you're saying, you respect your time and you respect others as well. You know.
facts, facts. Now, like we were just talking to phone call. I hope that don't mess up the connection. Like we we're just saying too, I've been trying to stay off. I've been trying to stay off like Instagram, because I know I used to be like addicted to Instagram, waking up just checking my gram, and now I try to reduce my time on getting on Instagram and social media platforms if it's not strictly for business and shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of one of the things I'm doing at this moment. So if you don't always see me out here, trust me out. Y'all could just hit me up on the DMs. It's always still love. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real.
Yeah, yeah, and I appreciate the time that you do make, for yourself and for others, and that we're sharing this time together. But with the power of of being able to say no, like Lamb always said, no equals next opportunity, or
Facts.
or now is no opportunity wasted. Like, how have these things shifted you when it comes to developing relationships, but also retaining those boundaries as well?
Yeah, because with relationships, it's never linear. It goes up and down, and it's funny because with relationships is a it's a because you know how like we don't always talk, but we probably couldn't talk for like 6 months, and as soon as we talk, everything picks back up.
Hmm.
So it's just about respecting each other's time and respecting each other's like ability to be who they need to be without judging. Like, oh, you know what, Jerome ain't hit me up. Jerome ain't no real N word. You know, I'm not trying to cuss on here. So so it's like
Be you, be you, be you, brother.
nah, but you know, I'm just trying to, I'm living in your space right now, fam. So it's like just respect each other's time and respect each other's boundaries, and that's how we keep giving it up. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I see people. Shout out to Ty, I see Ty in the building. You know,
Yeah, yeah,
natural. And they in this thing for sure.
yeah.
I'm gonna hit them up
Victoria's here.
after
I
this.
see family. Family's definitely in here. Victoria, Lewis, the Frugivore. Yeah, folks coming in. So much appreciation, but
For
yeah,
sure.
man. You know what you say definitely makes sense. It's like you have those people in your life that it doesn't matter when you might come in and come out, but it's still on the same, you know, the same note, the same frequency, the same vibe. So like they say, your vibe attracts your tribe. You know?
100%. 100%. I believe that. My skin
Yeah.
look good on this real top.
This guy.
Nah, 100.
Jed, what are some books that you've been picking up lately, man? I'd love to know what you've been reading into.
So I just got done with The Gambler, fam. It's a book about Kirk Korean. He
The
grew up
Gambler?
penniless. Yeah, The Gambler. And he grew up penniless, and he pretty much became the king of Las Vegas by just making some good deals. And one thing that I can say, one of the quotes that he said that I really remember, he said, because he was an aviator pilot. Well, he was a lot of things. He said, aviators don't make a lot of money, businessmen do. And it really stuck in my mind because, like, artists don't make a lot of money, businessmen do, or business women, or just business people. If you're an artist or you're a good business person, you'll make a lot of money because you know the right moves to make and not being finessed. Even though he did get finessed a few times, he fell down and he stood back up. So that was the most important thing. And then he also said another good thing was like, it's better to take a big risk and fail than a small risk and succeed, because
Oh,
you always go back to thinking about I should have did bigger and better things. So that was one of the most important things that I figured out. So start
wow.
moving and grooving and staying focused, you know what I'm saying? Determined. Sometimes too determined.
Right,
Nah, it
right.
is. How about you?
No,
You
I love
always
that.
sharing
You
good
know, that
wisdom and books,
reminds me
fam.
actually, what you just said reminds me of Bob Proctor. And I remember Bob
Shout out to
Proctor had,
Bob. Shout out to
shout out to
Bob.
Bob, man. Bob had this one talk, Jed, that he was talking about, you know, putting yourself on that frequency, aligning with the frequency of, you know, your desires or the things that you want to make manifest. And he said that it's going to be a trip to you because once you get there, you know, when you jump from here to there, it's going to be a trip because you're going to realize that you could have gone there,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
for sure, for sure, for
And
sure.
and it was just like the difference in between like just believing that you could or just deciding that you would, you know.
100, 100. Because doing and trying is the biggest obstacles, fam. Like once you start doing, trying doesn't matter at all. Because now you're doing it. So there's no mystery in it. You could think about working out, or you could just start working out. That's
Very
really
true.
that's really it. So
Very true. Yeah, so would you say like you've gotten to where you've gotten today with your discipline, your mindset, and your beliefs? Like, has it just been a process of momentum? Has it been a process of like determination of your habits or willpower or faith? Like, what are some things that you feel are really in line with your process that have gotten you to this point?
well, I definitely want to shout out God, obviously, because without God, none of us would be here. And then just being around a good foundation of people, having a healthy environment to study and learn, and not being boggled down by like people not believing in me and always having to push through the struggles of the people close to me not believing in me. So I've always had a good, healthy family structure. So got to shout out the fam. And then with that, it just came to being Kobe, fam, the mama mentality. Seeing Kobe and seeing Lil Wayne, like they just pushed through everything that they had. So once I saw Kobe do it, through broken fingers, through allegations, through not winning, not making the playoffs, to scoring, to leading, and then watching Kobe watch Mike, I just like, damn, I want to meet Kobe. I'm gonna do whatever I can to meet Kobe. So I'm gonna become Kobe in the camera sense. And I honestly believe if Kobe had a camera and he was like 5'6" from Belize, he would be me. So I embodied that state. So and that's everything. Like there's not ever one thing, because there's still like a part of luck that plays into everything. And then the people we meet and of course discipline. But you shouldn't even have to talk about this. Like people know what it takes to succeed. You already know you don't, for real. It's not a secret. You got to put everything into it. It's a lifestyle. Like if you want to be an Olympian, you got to do everything an Olympian would do. You can't. Michael Phelps swims every day, fam. Every day. 365 days a year. You can't not swim every day and expect to beat Michael Phelps.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then on top of every other thing you got to do, eat right, make sure your mind right, make sure you're around good people. And then you also have to be born genetically ready to do this. I'm not talking about just Olympians. I'm just talking about the mind state.
Mm.
Because I wasn't this way 5 years ago or
Mm.
5 years back. So, and just like you, fam, you done been traveling, doing your thing. So it's like you in a good place where I don't remember you even doing interviews, but you was always probably interviewing people in your head anyway, because you got this monk mentality where you take something and you just make it your own. So that's why I always gotta shout you out, because you one of the real ones.
Much
Real
love,
quick.
man. Much love. And it definitely didn't hurt to be around you and Lamb, you know, being around y'all and coming up, you know, at Texas State, San Marcos, like, and just also just being in your vicinity. Like you say, you know, being around good
Facts.
people. This is like a book I read by Ken Coleman. Ken Coleman wrote this book called The Proximity Principle.
Facts.
And so the
Facts.
proximity principle basically is just asking yourself two questions. Who do I need to know? And where do I need to be?
Facts.
And if you can answer those two questions, then it can take you anywhere you want to go in life. It's like the environment, you know, the people that are around you are heavily influencing your mind state, your philosophy, your principles, your values, and your habits, you know. So it takes a lot to outgrow your environment, so to speak. If you don't have the right people around you, it can be tough. But if you do have the right people around you, it can make that journey, you know, a lot less rough, you know.
100% agree. And shout out to everybody liking this, man. Really appreciate y'all for real. Y'all the
Oh,
real. Y'all the real goats.
hey, of course, man, you got the good energy, bro. We got Richard in here too. He checked in, and O'Neal as well. You know, definitely shout out to y'all. Thank y'all for joining. So, man, Jed, I respect the way that you read and you absorb content, because I know that Lamb, he will memorize things in certain passages and say them over and over and over, right? But the way that
Yeah.
you embody the books that you read, you really like devour a book. You ingest the book, you consume the book, and become the book. You know, you just kind of live it.
Nah, because like everybody knows, readers lead and leaders read, and I just started watching like what made people super rich, and I don't just mean rich in money, but rich in like enlightenment. And being enlightened can sometimes be very scary because you're having to change drastically who you think you are to become somebody else, which is like, yo, I can't believe that. You know what I'm saying? So I just sit down and read sometimes. Once again, I know I'm on the gram right now, and this is one of the reasons I don't be on the gram as much as I used to, bro. It's crazy because I used to be addicted to this, and I just be sitting down reading, just mastering the game. Like, yo, how are people not like at half price books or Barnes and Noble all day? Like, this is where it's at. Like, you don't even know. People be masterminding in here, and you can meet so many dope people. So, I just be chilling, just be enjoying a good book. I'm on another one right now. It's called
Yeah.
the $100 million offer. It's like make an offer so good that people are stupid enough to say no. No, people are stupid enough not to say no, because it's not getting people to say yes, it's getting people not to say no. It's
Okay.
like some really dope business books, and just enjoying everything that people got going on. Like, if whoever is on here that wants to be anything in life, and just more than what people tell you could be, just know that you don't gotta listen to them, and you can listen to the voice inside your head. And that's even coming from me. Like, if you meet me and you think that I'm telling you you can't do something, don't even listen to me. You know what I'm saying? Listen to you, and listen to the people who are doing things that you want to do. Like, if that's painting, if that's going to business school, if that's skateboarding, I don't know what people do nowadays, but and as long as you're not hurting nobody in the process, it's all good competition for real.
For real, man. Because after all, you know, I don't know who needs to hear this.
Yo, I haven't made one of those in so long, fam.
But then
I haven't made
again,
one, but then again, right? I think I'm gonna get back to that for real, for real. I gotta get back to all that.
bro,
I gotta
those
get back to.
messages were powerful, bro. Powerful. It's timeless messages, bro. You gave to the people.
I appreciate that, fam. I
For real.
appreciate that. You know how it is. You know, for sure.
Say it again.
Nah, I thought I went out just now. I thought I went out.
Yeah, you did. It just for a
Am I
second.
good?
Just for a second. Yeah, you're good right now. You're
All right.
good right now. But yeah, those little snippets that you would give us, the I don't know who needs to hear this, but then again, somebody needs to hear this, you know, like feeling inspired to be able to give of yourself in that way, just chilling on the bench, just chilling, you know, but like giving the knowledge and speaking from the heart. And it wasn't even long. It would be like maybe 1 to 5 minutes, 1 to 3 minutes, you know, segments, just, you know, in and out. But it was always impactful and it was always inspired, you know, in spirit. Yeah.
I think it's the simpler you go, like the deeper things is for real. I believe, man, we make things so complex in our head that it really don't even gotta be like that. And you know, like it's like I just said, if you want to work out, you ain't gotta think, oh, I gotta do this routine, that routine, this routine. Just start by doing 5 push-ups a day.
Right.
5 easy push-ups, and 5 push-ups might not be easy for somebody. So congratulations to that person. You know what I'm saying? Just do your 5 push-ups, then tomorrow do 5 push-ups. Get in that routine. Right. Funny story, fam.
Go ahead.
A lot of people, it's not even long. It's like I've become very good at video production and telling stories. But a lot of people don't know when I started doing videos, I quit every day for like 7 months. But I quit every day and kept going though. You know what I'm saying? Until I had a handle, I'm like, yo, I'm really fire at this. I think I might have a career in this. I think I might have a life in this. And I just kept going. Now it's been, what, 4 years?
Yeah.
And I met some of the most amazing people in my life through just having a camera in my hand. So,
man, ain't that what Jay-Z said? The genius thing we did is what we just kept going. We didn't quit.
Facts, man. And I went hard, fam. Like, people don't know. I go hard, bro. If I'm with you, if I'm doing a shoot with you, I will go to the ends of the earth with you. Like, on some, you know who, I can't even say it because it's going to sound crazy.
Yeah.
Not to implement nothing. I ain't going to implement nobody, but you know how hard we go when we shoot. We go hard. Like, we go the whole way. So, yeah, for sure. We even did, fam, we got to do a shoot when we link.
Sure.
Again, we ain't did a shoot in a minute, so.
It has been a minute. It has been a while. Yeah. We're definitely glad to get that happening, get that going, you know.
Anything for the shot. Anything for the shot. Yo, I lost a phone, bro. My phone fell in water for the shot. Broke my phone for the shot. Anything for the shot. Literally anything for the shot, fam. But that's if you're a part of my world and I'm a part of your world. Like, it's not just for anybody. It's for the chosen few. You know what I'm saying? So.
And then the few who choose.
And then the few who choose. Only you. Only you. Only you.
Man, bro. So would you say when it comes to like you said, The Gambler and other books that you be reading, do you enjoy more like the biographies, the ones that really break down somebody's life and how they did it, like how they made it? Do you enjoy those more?
Oh, those are my favorite books, fam, because biographies, they're really, I ain't gonna lie, every time you're done with a biography, you get a little bit of the person. You take a little bit of their spirit, and you just, like with The Gambler, I noticed I started taking a little more chances than I usually would. Just a little more, not a lot more, just a little more. I'm like, this is because I'm taking some of his mindsets. And then the thing about The Gambler, Kirk Korean, I pray that I'm saying his name right. The thing is with him, he was so recluse, man, like insulated. And I almost feel like I'm becoming like that. Like he owned pretty much all of Las Vegas, fam. Like all of Las Vegas. Like, and he would be so glad, like he could go up to one of the tellers of his own casino and they wouldn't even know it's him. And that's what he appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Because he would still play. He would still pay for everything out his own pocket. Billionaire too. Crazy. So I'm like,
they wouldn't know it was him?
No, because he didn't want no publicity at all. Like at all. So it's just like, I noticed I just become like almost reclusing a little bit. Not that I'm just recluse because I'm still me and I'm still fly. Don't get it twisted. But at the same time, I kind of like just being in the background right now, just chilling for real. It just feels better.
You know, that's kind of like Clarence Avant.
Facts.
The Black Godfather.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Y'all put me on Clarence Avant, man. He said, you know.
OG, fam. That's the OG.
he taught me life is about numbers. He
right?
said you start with a number and you end with a number.
That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
know what too? It's just less distracting for real.
Okay.
I'm just less distracted. I have a better focus. It's just a better focus for me. If you like being in front of the camera, then you're the best person for me because that's the people I want to capture. You know what I'm saying? So it's a give and take thing. I've also met people who hold a camera, but they really want to be in front of it, so they don't have the passion to just give it 100% because they're like, I want to be in front of the camera. So
Okay.
this person, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Just gotta
So it's
learn your
kind of like
speed.
a
Just gotta learn your speed. That's where that balance comes in.
balance. Yeah. Yeah. You know, one other thing that I learned from Clarence Avant from when y'all put me on that documentary,
Facts.
he said I don't have problems.
I have friends.
I have friends.
Yo, that's the truth though. For real, fam. For
Yeah.
real. Like for real, for real. For real, for real. That's the
Yeah.
truth. That's
Talk
the truth.
about it. Talk about it, because I know you know that for sure. I know you know
Not
that.
because once you have friends, fam, like, and I'm talking about, because obviously, one, there's just doors. There's doors that can be open.
Mm-hmm.
There's doors that can be open even with money. Every door can be open with money, but you don't want to always spend money. When you have friends, you could move around. Like I got this homie, fam. She could go to Disney World and shit for free type shit because she got people in Disney World. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, but if you go by yourself, you might have to shell out like $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 to have a good time, VIP, everything. She don't even really got to do that because she got people.
Yeah.
If you know me, and you need like video, like boom, I could hit up Jed, like boom, boom, boom. If we cool like that, then I could put you on. You know what I'm saying? Because you know me, so it's an easier access. People, when you know people, you just have access to things that you wouldn't regularly have. Just even when I call you, fam, like I could talk to you, and you could give me a peace of mind and a perspective that I wouldn't always even look at because I got friends, and I ain't talking about like, you know, there's different ways it could go. And you just gotta, and first of all, you gotta be your own friend too. You can't always look to people. Make sure you look in the mirror and understand that the person you are is the person you need to be.
Right.
And move along. Just move along. Just move along. And that's where the boundary is. Not every thought in your head is right, and not every thought in your head is wrong at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So man, I'm loving these themes. You know, balance and boundaries. You know, understanding yourself, knowing yourself, and then knowing who you need to have around you. You know, to continue to move forward. And
Facts.
yeah, man, I appreciate this. I definitely appreciate it. You know, do you still play chess?
Fam, okay, so I'm a chess player in life,
Okay.
not a chess player on the board. Because you kept beating me. I ain't gonna front. Jerome is a master chess player, and he tricks you with his eyes.
You giving away all my
Telling
secrets.
you, man. It's like you play cards, but you play it with a chessboard. It's like I don't know what this man is thinking. You know, in chess, you try to think about 7 moves ahead, and I'm still struggling to know where the horse goes. Still struggling to know where the queen goes. So I'm like a beginner for real. And you know, I just when you come back, fam, we just play more chess, so I could get a little more game from you for real. And
For
the
sure.
thing with chess too, when we play chess, we be talking about stories, so we don't just be playing. We be talking about life. So it's always a good piece of the move when I'm around you.
Right.
You still play chess?
Of course. You know, but how do you feel like you play it in real life? Like you say, you play life. Are you talking about the art of human chess, or are you just playing chess when it comes to like the moves that you're making in, you know, the places that you go?
Yeah, just the moves that I'm making, just making sure that I'm still sticking to my purpose. You know what I'm saying? Never getting too far away from my alignment or realignment or misalignment.
Yeah.
And then just meeting the right people at the same time. Like, it'd be like mysterious how people just pop up in your life and you're like, yo, you were the person that I was kind of. And then also there's always the enemies from the other side trying trying to take that away from you. So like there's always a battle between good and bad, and you don't know if you're the bad to their eyes or you're the good to their eyes. So it's like you're a hero in your story and you're an enemy in somebody else's. You know what I'm saying? Chest, bro. Chest,
Perspective.
man. Chest, stomach, neck, head. Like it ain't just chest. It's feet, toes, ankles. Funny enough, I said ankles. Somebody in this chat would know what I'm talking about. But
ankles, yeah.
Facts.
But yeah, man, we were just actually literally today's topic, the live that I did this rising was talking about perspective. That was the topic.
Yeah.
And it was talking about, you know, you see things differently when you're looking from different places, from different angles. You know, you see something in a different way. And that's one of the things I respect about you is you always are able to keep that door cracked of your perception to have a new perspective, to not be like sold on one perspective and just be like a one-hit wonder or just a one and done. You're able to stay open and remain open to multiple perspectives. Yeah.
And that's the part about being enlightened, fam. It's being able to be open. Cause I just I don't know who I was listening to, or maybe it was a show. Like let's say like the start of time is from here to right here, right? No, the start of time is here, and this is the end of time. This is the end of time. This is the start of time. We're probably like right here. This is the start of time, and we're probably like right here. So this is 14,000 years ahead. You know how much information will change, fam? And there'll probably be aliens and all type of shit. So we won't know if we're even human. We won't know where the pyramids. We'll probably know where the pyramids came from. We'll know so much about our DNA. We'll know so much about how we got on this planet. We'll know we'll be closer to God. I hope we'll be closer to God. And it's like your perspective has to be like open to change or willing to change at least willing to change, at least willing. So I just know I got a big realization, fam, and that's gonna be something that I'm looking forward to seeing like in the future, just to see what else happens with the realizations that I've been seeing from not being on the gram, just being able to walk the earth and just see different shit. Because when I used to walk with my head in my phone, with my hand in my phone, my head in my phone, with my hand in my phone, I wasn't always looking up. You know what I'm saying? Making sure I catch the signs. I've been catching a lot of the signs, fam. It's been deep. It's been real deep.
Yeah, they say, you know, they do say the universe speaks in sign language, you know.
Facts, man. Facts.
Yeah.
What about you? You been getting any actualizations, any realizations?
Yeah, I've definitely been continuing to stay open. You putting these messages out here on the open palm. I know you and Lamb always tap in, and you send me I love when you send me those messages when you've been able to like catch an episode that really struck at, you know, really caught your eye or talk to you in a certain way. And yeah, it's just been wonderful to get your feedback for the podcast as well. Really appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what would
Let
you say?
me ask you a question, fam. What makes you so determined? What makes you so determined to keep pushing out the quality content you push out? Because I know it ain't easy to do that.
Well, honestly, I don't see it as hard. I don't see it as difficult, you know. Facts. So I really I've adopted the mentality of Jim Rohn. So you know Jim Rohn.
Of course.
He will say like, what's easy to do is easy not to do.
Yep.
You know, it's easy to do, but it's also easy not to. You know, it was easy for you to press the button to come on live with me today, but it was just as easy for you not to.
True.
You didn't have to. You know, nobody was holding a gun to you. You know what I'm saying?
You be surprised. But nah, for sure though.
You know what I'm saying? So I've gotten rid of the word difficult and gotten rid of that word hard. Like when it comes to my mind, if I want to do something or if I feel in line or inclined to do something, yeah, it's easy. It's easy, but it's just as easy to do as it is not to do. And that's where I think people get mixed up and where people have that conflict, you know?
So let me ask you this. Is there anything that's difficult in your life that you're still pursuing? You don't got to like just say everything, but is there anything that this is a little bit difficult for me, but I'm still pursuing? whatever this challenge is right now?
Yeah, yeah. Um, yeah, I would definitely say what they call, what some people in some circles have called like breatharian level 4. So they call me a level 3 because I'm just living on liquid, you know. So I've
Okay.
been on liquid for a while now. The next step, I guess, in the evolution or whatever people, you know, we're making up is just on with prana
Right.
only. So just living on light or just living on the breath alone, you know, just being in a constant fasted state where you're just dry and you're just
Right.
able to work with the energy in a way that you're nourished by other forces and you don't need any sustenance coming from any form externally, ingesting it internally the way that you used to, you know. So that form of nourishment I'm still working with where I'm just allowing things to happen as they may and allowing these
Facts.
to come as they wish. So
Facts.
it's like another one of the things from Jim Rohn that I got is, you know, when life starts to blow, when the wind starts to blow and things start to get turbulent, you know, don't wish for better weather, you know, set a better sail, set your sail,
Facts.
you know,
Facts.
and your sail is going to guide you where the wind is blowing, you know, where the wind is going, and you'll get there faster utilizing the power of the wind so you don't have to work so hard. So I used to be forcing things, trying to force something to happen and trying to force a natural process I wasn't in balance. I wasn't in harmony. But now I'm letting things happen naturally, and it's allowed more flow, more creativity, more energy, and it's allowed me to do things that other people might think is really difficult, but for me it's easy because, you know, I see it that way. Yeah.
Nah, that's true. Nah, that definitely is true, fam. Because even with video, I just like doing it. Like, I like telling stories. I
Right.
like seeing people on like a square box for YouTube or Instagram. I don't know. My brain just registers with that. So it's like, it's so easy to do. And I don't understand. Sometimes I don't understand why other people don't like it. So it's like, yo, like, how do you not? It's like hooping. How can someone not like basketball? But then also at the same end, I don't like hockey. So someone might be like, how do you not like hockey? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
Or maybe I don't know if I don't like hockey. I've just never done enough to know if I really like it.
There you
So
go. There you go. Perspective.
gotta
Perspective.
gotta be open minded to it. So
Hmm.
yeah, man. Yeah,
So,
man.
so something you said earlier, Jed, you talked about uh, openness and willingness. So, what is the difference to you between openness and willingness?
That's a great question, fam. To be open is just to just to because to be open to something doesn't mean you have to like it. You're just open to it. Like okay, um, it's like I'm open. I understand why some people, like one of my homies, their their parents is divorced, and I'm like, I understand from her perspective why her parents got divorced. Like I can see it now. Of course, I wouldn't want her parents to be divorced because you could tell like there's trauma. There's always trauma when like two families, when a family isn't together. So I'm open to the idea of people not always being together, but like the willingness is like, are people willing? Are people willing enough to like fight for the relationship all the way? And then some people shouldn't just be together too. That's always the thing. So it's like, I don't even. It's different for everybody, fam. It's different for everybody. And with what I just said, I understood what I just said, but I said it in such a broken way that I don't know if everybody understood that. For real, for real. And I'm honest. I'm honest enough to admit that because
Hmm.
I know what I'm saying, but I don't know if everybody would just understand that because openness and willingness. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah. No.
how do you not know for real?
Yeah, I definitely resonate. You know, it reminded me of previous relationships that I've had that I was, to a certain degree, I was open. I
It's
had the
good.
openness to the possibility of it, you know, being something more, opening myself up, being open to the possibility of it sustaining itself, even though I might not have seen that or they might not have seen that in their own family, you know. But then the willingness to make it happen is different, you know. So you're right. You're right.
Man, I appreciate everybody just bigging me up, bigging this whole You know, this is my first Instagram live, fam.
Really?
Yeah, this is my first one
Y'all give him a hand.
all time.
Give Jed a hand clap. Come on now.
This
I
is
didn't
my
even
first
know
Instagram.
that. I didn't even know you a natural.
I'm not a virgin anymore.
But you're still a Virgo.
Yo, yeah, I'm telling you, fam, really not on the gram like that. Like, I tried to tell you. I'm
It's
trying to tell you.
it's Virgo
I
season,
wake
man.
up and when I get on Instagram, I have like these 2 affirmation pages
Mm-hmm.
that I always like, and then I get off. You know what I'm saying? And then I get on a little bit throughout the day just to see my affirmations. I follow so much affirmations on the gram. It's crazy. So.
Bro, Jed, that's another thing you and Lamb put me on that I will be forever grateful and indebted to you. The affirmations. Affirmations,
Facts.
bro. Like, you put me on every day. Every day. You said every day. Do them. Every day. Write them. Every single day. Every single day. Every single day. And I remember Lamb would just religiously be writing these joints every single day, affirmations. And so, like, how has that been for you lately? And have you been seeing like manifestations from past affirmations and new confirmations?
Nah, they definitely coming true. And funny enough, one of my homegirls, we gonna do like a affirmation challenge where we both have to open each other's like affirmation books and point on a page, and we gotta talk about the affirmation, or even the day. We gotta explain the day to each other. So that should be a really that should be really interesting. Fam, I've never done that where like I could just open my book to like if she opens one of my book and it's like January 21st, and on that day has my affirmation and the things I did that day, I just gotta explain that day to her, and I
Mm-hmm.
gotta do the same for her. So that's gonna be really interesting. And as far as like all my affirmations, yeah, bro, like, fam, I'm in the right place at the right time around the right people to say the right things. Like, that's one of my favorite affirmations, and
Mm-hmm.
I really be feeling that because I be in the right places at the right time around the right people to say the right things, man. And then to use my skills at the best of my ability to keep pushing forward, fam. Like,
Mm-hmm.
because you know sometimes you don't want to get up and go out the house. You just want to stay in bed, but it's the willingness to keep going. You're doing
Mm-hmm.
what someone else won't do today, so you can have a better tomorrow, bro.
Woo! Woo!
Facts, facts. That's all
That's
you though.
willingness.
That's all you, fam. That's all you right there. That's all you right there, for real.
So that's willingness. That's the difference. You know, that's
Facts.
willingness right
Fam,
there.
I ain't going front, bro. Mamba mentality, fam. Nobody like. I'm telling you, with the camera, I'm an animal, fam. Like I don't push myself to some levels I don't even think another human should want to reach. For real.
You're like, yo, man, you gotta be on a certain type, you know, a certain type tip.
Psychotic, fam. Real psychotic with it. Like dangerous levels. Like Vegeta in the Capsule Corp. Like,
Oh
you
snap,
know what I'm saying?
Vegeta.
On some Gravity 1000. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like dangerous. But
Pushing
it's worth
yourself
it.
to the limit.
If you can survive, it's worth it at the end. You know what I'm saying? It's
Mm-hmm.
all worth it at the end.
Bro, Vegeta was pushing it, bro. He was
Pushing,
pushing
fam.
it.
Pushing, fam. Pushing. And I ain't going front. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the new Dragon Ball with Vegeta fighting Jiren. He
Uh-uh.
said pretty much, this is something I might want to get tatted for real. He was just
Mm-hmm.
like, he was fighting Jiren and limits. But
Wait,
everybody knows you have to
say that one
shatter
more
your
time.
limits. Vegeta was saying, I have to shatter my limits in my own way. So you know what it takes to shatter your own limits, fam? You have to break yourself down and build yourself all the way back up. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you're literally shattering your limits, fam. And I don't know if people just hear that and just move away from it. But when I heard that, I'm like, I'm embodying that,
Mm-hmm.
because you just hear things and like, this is me. This is me right now. I need to shatter my limits, and I
Shatter.
gotta shatter my limits, fam. So
Shatter your limits. Wow, bro. Wow. Man, yeah, I just remember him pushing it, and like it's like Lamb would say, push, pray until something happens, you know. Push, keep pushing, push. Like, and the amount of, like you say, just he had to be unstable, you know, to be able to push himself to that degree to go first, you know, to even go Super Saiyan, to even make the attempt,
Facts.
you know,
Facts.
in the attempt, like who he became in the attempt, you know, to go Super Saiyan, like broke through the mental barriers of everything, you know. So I remember it was like there was that scene where I think there was like asteroids coming down or something was raining down on him, and he just didn't care anymore. He didn't care if he lived. He didn't care if he died. He didn't care. He just let go of everything. And as soon as he let go, it just released, and he became a Super Saiyan. You know, it was like he got the power when he let go of needing the power. When he let go of even wanting the power, it didn't even matter anymore. You know.
Nah, is that letting go, fam? You can speak on that though, fam. What you think about just letting? Because it's odd, right? There's also the word letting go, and then there's pushing forward with all your might, and then there's just letting things happen. So, can you speak upon that just a little bit, fam? Because you always give good game.
Yeah, you know, it's like y'all taught me to hurry up and wait. You know.
Yeah.
You remember?
I remember that for real, for real. It's
Hurry up
crazy,
and
but
wait.
it makes a lot of sense. It
It
makes so much
does.
sense.
It does. So it's like being able to have that right mixture of patience and persistence, you know,
Facts.
to be able to be patient enough to be able to like, but also to be able to be persistent, to keep going, hurry up and wait. You know, it's like having that balance, you know, and
Yeah.
it's yeah, it's a tricky thing to hold on to that. But once you get yourself in that flow, that you no longer are concerned about when the tangible things are going to come, they come. That's when they come. You know, when you've
Oddly
released
enough, right?
that expectation and you're just in the flow of what you're doing, you know, you love what you do, you're doing what you love, and you're just in it, time just starts flying, you know?
Facts.
Yeah. Yeah.
You be quick, but not in a hurry. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. But be quick about it.
But be quick. You know what I mean? So I just be pushing, fam. I just be pushing, and that's why I'm really happy about life, and I believe people should be happy about life at this time in life. Also, I know like there's a lot of people going through a lot of crazy shit in the world.
Yeah.
So, but you know, once you're able to get up out of bed, because there's a lot of people who are gonna be dead today. You know what I'm saying? And you know you got breath in your lungs. You got loved ones. You got changes that you can still make, and you know go out and go make them for real,
Mm-hmm.
without hurting nobody, of course.
Right. Yeah, I seen this picture of a sloth. A picture of a sloth in the tree, and the sloth was pointing at the camera, and it was like, "Quick, you gotta relax."
Nah, for real,
like,
man.
like, slow down, homie, but be quick
Slow
about
down,
it though.
speed up. We them boys that don't give. Yeah, fam. So you know how it is. You know how it is.
Yeah.
What would you like to tell the people, fam? Like if they struggling with finding momentum,
Oh man.
how would you tell people to find momentum?
You know, putting one foot in front of the other can be tremendous. The power of one, coming down to one
Okay.
thing. You know, like you did. You did just one video a day, one video every single day. I do one podcast a day, just one.
Facts.
You know, I'm not two, not three, just one. You know, and
Compound effect.
Right, the compound effect. Dan Hardy. You know,
Facts.
The Slight Edge. Jeff Olson. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so like these books have gotten me on this slight edge to be able to say like, okay, I know that eventually the curve on the graph is going to curve up. It's going to go in that direction because there is no flat line. There's no staying still. Nothing is ever really static like that. If it's static, then it's dead. Like you can see on a EKG monitor, if your heart is flatlined, then you're not alive. You know, so it's going to be ups and downs. But as long as you can have that trend, as long as you can continue to be consistent, which means keep going, persistent, which means push through, and be perseverant, which means any adversity, you know, the obstacle on the way becomes the way. You know, it's not.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Yeah. It's not in the way, it's on the way, you know?
Facts.
So these
Spit that game, fam. Spit that game, man.
These are the things that keep you on track, you know? when you can stay on the track and just keep going, not worrying about how quickly or how slowly you go, but just keep going, just continue. That can be something that can build momentum to a point where it's hard to stop, you know, like a train, like a freight train or something, you know, at first it's very slow, you know,
True.
you know, really slow. It's going, it's going. Like
good voiceovers.
Thomas the Tank Engine, right? Thomas the Tank. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can.
Yeah.
Right. And then all of a sudden you get going, and you get going, 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 and then now you bulldozing through icebergs. Now you bulldozing through walls. Now, like anybody, they better get out of your way because it's hard to stop.
With it. Cross country with it for real. Right. Nah, that's real. That's real. That's hella. That's for real, fam. I can't front though. I ain't going front, fam. Like, I like how I look right now.
This guy, what am I gonna do?
Nah, like for real. Like, I just like, you know, this is just for me. Like, damn, do I look like this?
Hey, you like, hey, fam. I hear what you're saying. I hear what you're saying. I hear that, but I'm gonna be honest.
Nah, yeah, but like, I just symmetry, fam. It all is like aligned for real. Like, I should have been an actor or something.
You should have been with me and Lamb. You would have with me and Lamb in Dr. Fleming's class. I told him about Dr. Fleming.
Shout out to Dr. Fleming. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, fam. Would you tell people to go to college, or would you tell people to? What would you tell people about college if they're on the fence, if they want to go, if they don't want to go, if their parents are forcing them, if their friends are forcing them? Like, what would you?
Yeah, great question.
What words would you tell people for that?
Yeah, these days I've been all about getting the knowledge that they don't teach you in college. You know?
Okay.
And so the only thing that I feel like I really retained from college was the connections.
Facts.
You know? So I wouldn't know you today if it hadn't been for me and Lamb going to college together, you know?
Facts.
So we wouldn't have this connection that I cherish a lot more than all the times that I had to study and take the test and the Scantron and all that stuff, you know, for regurgitating information that I didn't even retain that anyways.
Facts.
You know, there's so many things that I picked up on just to try and pass and get to the next level, to be able to have a piece of paper, to be able to qualify me and tell me or tell the rest of the world that, oh, I did this, you know, I accomplished this. But where is that today? It hasn't done anything, you know. I haven't done anything with it, so that is on me. But yeah, I haven't felt in line or inclined to do the things that piece of paper afforded me to do. So it's not to say that the person is wrong for going to college or that they shouldn't go to college. Like, there is education there, but I feel like people don't realize that the real university is life. Life is the university. Like, when you graduate on the stage, like, that's your commencement speech. That's the beginning. That's not the end. You know, people think that's the end of education. That's just the beginning. Now you're going out into the real university, you know? So it doesn't end when they put your cap and gown on or when you walk across the stage. Like, life is so full of opportunities to continue learning. And I feel like if you stop your education at the formal education, like they say, you know, formal education can make you a living, but self-education can make you a fortune. You know, there's so much more that you can learn, so much more that you can discover on your own path, on your path of self-discovery and on communicating with other people. So one of the best things that I ever took was just the people, the connections, that was the most valuable resource that I feel like I got from being in college. And in this day and age, with the internet, at the palm of your hands, at the touch of a button, like, you have there's an abundance. There's just so much that it's hard to focus. That's why I don't even fault you for not wanting to be on social media, because it takes away from a lot of focus and concentration that you could devote for the things that you actually want to start learning how to do and want to, to get the real knowledge from. So it's really no excuse today, It's no excuse.
Because like, even with social, like, it's so easy to get distracted, fam. You could go from, like, doing your affirmations to seeing, like, one thing. Oh, let me just click this. And then an hour later you just down a rabbit hole, not
Yeah.
even knowing. Like
Right.
it's literally that simple. Like
Right.
boom, I done. And you know, there's also good distractions too. I'm not saying study like 100% of your day, because
Mhm.
you need to once again balance everything. But how important would you say rest is, fam? Like you know, we always talk about going hard, because people be going hard. How because they don't really talk about rest though. People don't really talk about how important sleep is and rest is.
Well, I might not be the best to answer this question at the moment because my perspective has changed on that. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. You know, I will say like, yeah, rest, but I've been letting go of sleep. That's been something that I've been letting go of slowly. So letting go of the need to sleep or the need for sleep, but that's neither here nor there. That's a whole nother conversation.
Okay.
But yeah, you know, understanding that even a computer needs to reboot, you know, recalibrate and defrag the computer, just like we defrag our minds, just like we turn off our technology to update the app, you know, whenever the app needs to update the iOS. Do the same for your body, do the same for your mind, do the same for yourself. You know, understand that you can have that R&R when you need it to recalibrate and retune yourself. So yeah, and that could also be redefining, you know, redefining the way that you think about things.
Right.
So
For sure. For
so
sure.
yeah. So
I
man,
just
bro, go ahead.
Now, I was just saying, like, you know, when I get rest, man, I'm like a whole different person. You know what I'm saying? I could be moody if I don't sleep, and sometimes like work just commands you to just like don't go to sleep real quick, just get the job done. So,
Yeah,
and
you've seen it.
then people be like, well, if you don't like what you're doing, you could always just go back to being a cashier or something. And I ain't
Mm.
saying nothing's wrong with being a cashier. It's just like, if this is the life you chose, you gotta take every responsibility with the problems that it comes with. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't want this life, you could just go back to doing something that you didn't find fulfillment in, but it doesn't have the same problems for real. It's a
Mm-hmm.
give and take. It's a give and take
Yeah,
relationship.
yeah, man, it definitely is. But Jed, man, I want to thank you for your time, bro. Thank you for coming on here and just speaking to the folks, you know, in the same style, like that we got a little bit longer from you. The I don't know who needs
Nah,
to hear
for
this
real.
style, just speaking from the heart. And before we go, man, I would love to hear from you. What was one more time? You said that affirmation that you used that I love. You said, I am in the right place at the right time with the
Right
right
time
people.
to say the right things.
Okay,
I'm in the right place at the right time with the right people to say the right things.
I love it.
It's just everything is just right, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is just right. I remember I went to go shoot a vlog. The vlog never came out. It never came out. I went to go shoot a vlog downtown. I met one of my homies named What's JR. So I was shooting a vlog. He had a camera. His homie had a camera. I was like, yo, y'all shooting? We was all, yeah, like, let's just chill. So I'm with two random people. I'm chilling with them. Next, you know, like I'm in the office. Next, you know, there's $1 million meetings. I'm in a $1 million meeting conversation. I'm like, yo, all I was doing was I was just downtown with a camera in my hand shooting a vlog. Now I'm in like $1 million meeting conversation. Shit was crazy, fam. Crazy. You know what I'm saying? Just like that, though. It could be for anybody. It could be for
Right,
anybody.
right. Uh-oh, we might have lost them. Hey, well, thank you, brother. Appreciate you. If he doesn't come back, it's all good. But thank y'all for checking in. Thank y'all for tapping in. And I trust that you enjoyed this. This just been a session with my brother Jed. And yeah, we're going to keep shining. We're going to keep going. Trust that you took something away from this. And much love to you, Jed. Thank you for coming on today, brother.